Big J's doing good. I've been told my super chat is working, that you guys are just trolling me. Brennan Eason, are you on test sip only at the time? What time? Are you talking about right now? Or no, I'm currently I went off just about everything except test after Christmas, and I just started up Primovolin to rehab the pec. Jay, do you know anything about Port St. Lucie? I inherited a lot, piece of land. I'm up in New Jersey. Port St. Lucie is different. It depends where the neighborhood is. Um, it's rich white people with boats, or it's fucking ghetto. So what do you think about Lee Priest on Leo Longevity? I didn't watch it, but I know I like Lee Priest a lot. Jay, how old were you when you had your first homosexual thoughts? Um, I was born this way, bro. What's your primo dose a week? Um, I'm not sure I should say because it's a lot. I'm actually doing kind of a reverse cycle with super low test levels, like TRT levels. Um, I think I'm doing 250 test cypionate, but I've done 800 milligrams of Primo this week because I'm just trying to support collagen synthesis, and high test is not good for collagen. So currently I'm doing 250 test, 800 Primobolan. Yeah. Yeah, my powerlifting days are probably over. So we're just hoping to get this pec and shoulder back in shape, to do some Jay Cutler, Phil Heath style training, some moderate weights with like 12 reps. Roy Vaugh said, I'm on 200 milligrams testosterone and 100 milligrams Primo. Okay, well, I'm on a similar cycle, but I'm pounding the Primo. Hold on. Big B1BIG. I'm on 900 test, 700 Primo, 250 EQ. Dude, that's a nasty, nasty cycle for fucking growth. I like it. The thing I like about it is you're running a little bit of EQ in the background. So when you get off the Primo, you can up the EQ and maintain those gains. Test SIP 400 and 300 MPP for 16 weeks. 300 NPP is really kind of light. That's only 3 cc's a week of NPP, but that shit's good. You should grow like a weed off NPP. Jay, how do I tell a woman I want to eat her? Well, I wouldn't beat around the bush. I think if you just come right out and say I'd like to lick your pussy, there's only two things that can happen. One, she slaps your face. The other option is you're eating her pussy. So I would take your chances on that one, bro. That's a good bet as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, anytime you want to eat out a chick, I wouldn't keep that inside. I mean, think about it. If you tell a chick, I want to eat your pussy, and she slaps your face, you know how much money you just saved on dating? I mean, come on. Economically, it's a smart decision. Because if she really wants you to eat her pussy, she's gonna laugh, and she might even pretend like she's offended, but she'll only pretend for so long. Once a chick knows she's got a guy on the hook that wants to lick her box, well, hold on, there's a funny one. Once girl has tough guy with pension, she moves in. Not sure who you're talking about, but that's funny. How do we get rid of McCuck? Well, uh, I would recommend uh, if I message Brad and message Andrew, that's going to accomplish two things. Andrew's going to get pissed at me, and Brad's not going to care because Brad doesn't even read DMs. Leo said he would put you to sleep. I'm not worried about Leo. What's your favorite UGL? Um, I don't go to eroids.com and find your own, bro. Thoughts on Native American women? Well, I think they can be hot as fuck, but a lot of them are just super overweight with tons of acne. I went to eroids. They said to ask you. I'm not gonna give out my UGL over on a live chat because I know how the trolls are. I'm not gonna fuck over my guy, but I found my guy off eroids. That's all I'm gonna say. Do you ever fart in a Ziploc bag and open it in someone's face? No. It's better when you fart under the covers and then trap your bitch under the covers. Dutch oven. I'm not doing a bicep shot. What do you think Dale does when he has to reach for a top shelf item? I'm sure Dale has a little step stool in his house, or wherever Dale is living these days now that he's been separated with his wife. Has Dale ever come out of the closet yet and admitted he's separated? Thoughts on Alex Jones? I mean, he's a nut job, but I love him. Hold on, here's a funny one. When approached by Planet Swole, when approached by a group of females, I don't know which girl should I focus on? Question mark. I made some foolish mistakes with that situation too many times. Well, Pauly Shore has a funny skit about that. I heard Pauly Shore say one time, just scream out, Lisa, and the slutty one will turn around. But anytime you're dealing with a pack of chicks, uh, it's always going to be the second hottest one or the ugliest one that wants you. I mean, if you think about it, the alpha female is not going to let a pack of slutty chicks approach you. She's going to be way too embarrassed. So it's always going to be her friend who's the second best looking one or their fat friend. Chicks usually travel in threes. So always be aware of chicks that travel in threes. You usually have three chicks, two hot ones, and a fat girl. I don't think you have a choice, but chicks always travel in threes. Thoughts on Big Swole making a comeback? I don't think that's funny. Isn't Big Swole dead? Take Jen a call for collagen. Thank me later. Never heard of it. Do you know Dave, Jason's steroid dealer? I have no idea. You'd have to be stupid to get Jason any gear because all he's going to do is run his mouth. If you had to pick a stack to supplement quick weight loss, what would it be? What, dude? Obviously, I don't know anything about that. Ask me a question about bulking up, I got the answer. But as far as cutting, ask Dale Chance or Cornelius. I mean, Dale seems to be the expert at coming into a bodybuilding show at 207. You know, I don't know anything about that. Cornelius has good relationship advice. I guess. I don't know. Any real questions on here? Jay, do you ever eat kasha in bed? I don't know what kasha is. Is she some Polish chick? Yeah, I would eat her. You can't go wrong with eating pussy. Joe Caruso. Jay, what have you done to get big lats? Well, get fat. Mike Tebow, what's the nastiest experience you've ever had with a girl? Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I've ever really had one. Joe Caruso, sorry, I didn't see your last question. Order an escort to your truck. No, not tonight. Joe, I would focus on heavy barbell rows, and then you know maybe for your second exercise, do some lat pull downs to the front. Never do them to the back because that's just really terrible for your rotator cuff. And then for your third exercise, do some machine rows. I mean, keep it simple, stupid. You delete this video like you deleted the last one. The only time I delete videos on my YouTube is when I accidentally make a slur that could be found as racial or maybe homophobic, which are bad things. These are all just such troll questions. If you smell fish, do you back out of eating the muff? Well, smelling a little fish is better than smelling a bunch of perfume, like if she was trying to hide something. I mean, remember, the pussy is a self cleaning unit, just like the asshole. So everything nasty is going to come to the outside. Leo has Crohn's. Really? Is that for real? Thoughts on Lenny 2021 Ruby? I'm going to do everything I can to help Lenny. Do you like venison or prefer beef? Well, for flavor, beef. Nothing beats beef. The best compromise between beef and venison is bison. I heard Branch Warren eats a shit ton of bison. I don't know. I haven't seen any proof McCuck has cancer. Why don't you guys ask McCuck to provide some proof? I mean, McCuck is such an attention whore. If he really had fucking cancer, wouldn't he be doing a live stream from his bed while he's getting treatment? I mean, come on. I think McCuck just said that, honestly. Thoughts on Leo just using the Misfits to get views? Well, I don't have to say my thoughts. You just summed it up right there. He's using those people, and he's got people, just willing to fucking go on his live stream. I mean, come on. Leo was dying to have me on his podcast till I finally got annoyed with him and said no. I personally can't watch any podcast. They're boring as fuck. I have no idea. Andrew seems so cringed about doing that last Leo interview. I didn't know Andrew went on a second time. I didn't know that. I tried to watch the first one with Andrew, and I couldn't finish it. Yeah, I still do Outlift as my pre-workout. Oh, I think you guys meant Kalura's second appearance on Leo's. Kalura just seems out of place. Like he doesn't want to be there, honestly. Kalura is doing his own thing. Kalura is his own man. He's got God in his life, and he's just doing his own thing. And I think the more he stays away from the Misfits, the better his life is going to be, honestly. Jay, thoughts on God? I don't think about God very much. I don't need to watch podcasts because people send me clips of shit I need to see. Leo podcast with Lee Priest was boring because all they did was talk about Faquid abroad. Lenny and Kalura just sat there. Mike Tebow, I have been drinking beer a little bit too much because I'm injured. I can't even train upper body right now. Thoughts on drunk training? Don't do it. You'll tear muscles quicker than shit training after you've been drinking. Lenny's live? I didn't know. Thoughts on conservative Cuban having a gay crush on you? I'm actually very jealous of how much time the conservative Cuban has been spending with Lenny. And the Cuban and I are actually in a big fight right now because I told him he was sucking Lenny's cock so much. I'll tell you though, no, I'm very happy for the Cuban, and you guys know I love Lenny, and Lenny keeps telling the Cuban that he wants to get him on the podcast, but I just think the powers that be that are in charge of the podcast are never going to let that happen. I don't think Andrew cares. Andrew met the Cuban that day that we filmed my bruising and my pec. Andrew is pretty easygoing and good to get along with. I just think Brad is a man scorned, and any friend of mine is not going to be welcome on the podcast. Yeah, pretty soon the Cuban is going to be a bigger misfit than me. That's going to be Brad's revenge. I don't really care. Cuban bought Lenny a new mop. Cuban cheated on you with Lenny. Yeah, that's how I feel. Next thing you know, the Cuban is going to be hanging out with Lou. Fuck. But I did enjoy seeing Rob Zilla make his reappearance at the podcast. I actually like Rob. Have you seen Vince Goodrum's latest video on you? Why is he even talking about me? Come on. How many followers does he have? I can't worry about things like that. Cabby McInnes, thoughts on my first cycle at 40? Cabby, aren't you a transsexual? I thought you were. Cabby's not a transsexual. Are you a man or a woman? I might be thinking of the wrong person. Talk about the training I'm going to do for rehab. I'm going to be doing a lot of shit that you guys are going to laugh at, like benching with bands and chains, and bands with kettlebells hanging from them, like Chuck the cat abandoner did. But that's all shit that's really good for rehab. So a lot of you old school guys that just want to see big weights, it's not going to happen during my rehab. I'm gonna use science. I know science. Dave told me about it. Bench with a rubber bar. Well, they do make a bar called the earthquake bar that shakes like fuck on purpose when you're rehabbing and going light. I've heard good things about the earthquake bar, but you're only going to find an earthquake bar in a total powerlifting or CrossFit gym, not in any cookie cutter gym. Why did the Cuban betray you? Well, I think the Cuban fucked me over to try and self propel himself to misfit fame, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the weekend the Cuban isn't doing videos smoking a bowl in bed with Brad. Is Hamburger McCuck your prime enemy? As far as I'm concerned, me and McCuck are good. Me, I don't know if it made its way into the video, but Me and McCuck did a knuckle bump after the fight, and we both said we're good. I really have no problems with Adam McLeod, except he still keeps running his fucking mouth. He needs to stop. But other than that, I don't really give two fucks about Adam McLeod. And Hamburg is just a clown from Europe, so I'm not concerned about him either. Any bench meets down the way this year? Hell no. It's going to be weeks or months before I even bench my body weight again because I weigh 400 pounds. Big Bear is angry. I'm not angry at all. Trust me. All right, I lied. I don't weigh 400. I'm 405. Could you win a pie eating contest? Well, that depends if Kalura's nut was in there. If Kalura's nut was inside the cream pie, I would eat it faster than fuck. Thoughts on giving women facials? The win. That's a great question. Personally, I think that's a waste of cum because why would you cum all over a chick's face if you could be coming in her mouth or her pussy or her asshole? Cum should not be wasted. So if you give a chick a facial, you're wasting cum. Shits like facials are just for porn. You don't do that in real life. Jane gobbles down every drop. Most chicks do. Jay, I've told my girlfriend that line comes should not be wasted and she swallowed. I agree. Yeah, every load should be inside a girl's mouth and she swallows in her pussy or in her asshole. Jay is in love with Jane Genova. Jay, how does it feel to have no friends? Well, now that the Cuban is in bed with Brad, smoking a cigarette, now I'm really pissed off. Lover's triangle, me, the Cuban, and Brad. It's like a gay lover's triangle. Yeah, exactly. Uh, the Cuban shit canned me down the road the minute he found out where Lenny trains. Now I'm yesterday's news. I love Emma. I'd fuck Emma. Well, Lenny and I have big problems now that he took over my Cuban. No, the Cuban is a good guy. There was definitely something gay going on between you guys. Between who? Between me and Brad? No. I did have a crazy sex dream last night where I was with one of my exes from high school that had just incredibly gorgeous feet. And she wanted me to come on her feet. And then when she came back in the room, it was Brad. I don't know how to interpret that. Jay, my grandma has pink toes is into you. Well, hopefully you're 17 and your grandma is like 60 and she's hot. Jay bullies his gay thought out of his head. Yeah, it's something like that. My therapist told me if I eat cream pies, it'll help me not be gay. Cream pie, not gay. If black guys tie you up and force you to clean up. Well, Jamie M says, everyone report Gorilla Juice's comments. Yeah, you could. The hobo splendito that's on here, that's Gorilla Juice. Cuban used you for your fame. I know. That's why I'm so pissed. He used me to get at Lenny because he knew Lenny liked trannies, and the Cuban is secretly a tranny. You guys are so stupid. Kevin Levrone or Phil Heath? I would have to go with Kevin, but because I'm injured, the Phil Heath style of training is probably going to work better for me. Phil Heath is all fluff and pump. Yeah. You know, I just thought of something. You guys were all asking how long would it take me to turn on the Cuban? And I know the Cubans on here listening. Um, so I got an answer for that. The Cuban is my boy, and I love the Cuban. But you know what? If we can just pretend this is pro wrestling, where he's turned on me by like pulling a Roddy Piper and going to Lenny and hanging out with Lenny, and somehow we can trick Brad into thinking that the conservative Cuban has backstabbed me. Maybe we can get the Cuban on the podcast. How about that? Actually, I'm more of Roddy Piper. The Cuban would be like the Iron Sheik. Why does the Cuban need to be on the podcast? I don't know. Lenny keeps bringing it up. See, Lenny is a very very nice human being. You guys that have never met Lenny in person, he is a kind, gentle giant, and he is nice to anybody he meets in person. All bullshit aside. So Lenny is Lenny's been telling the Cuban, like, hey, we need to get you on the fucking podcast. And I think it's a great idea because I'm on the road, but I just don't think Brad's gonna go for it. Honestly. So what's the most milligrams you have done in a cycle? Well, you gotta trust what the gear says. I mean, I've probably done 1,600 milligrams of test and like 900 EQ or 1,200 EQ. Let's just say 1,200 test, 1,200 EQ. But that gear was never tested in a laboratory. So if we say 2,500 milligrams a week, yeah, but that wasn't tested. Like the EQ I'm doing right now has been tested in a laboratory at 203 milligrams per ml. You're going to stay on gear till death? Well, I'll definitely be on a little bit of test till death. And I think with my injuries, a test only is bad. Um, so yeah, I'll be doing at least TRT until I die, and then I hope to be doing a little primobolan, a little EQ, or a little Deca on the side until death, just for collagen. Pomps hates you. I'm sure he does. Big Richard's still doing gear at 70. Yeah, Big Richard and I are different. Like, Big Richard loves Tren, where I hate Tren. But Big Richard and I train differently. Like, Big Richard, like, doesn't lift heavy. Big Richard trains more like a bodybuilder, more like a Jay Cutler or a Phil Heath. So maybe that's a ticket. But no, I can't be on Tren. No, Tren rips my body apart. I like Deca, EQ, or Prima Bowling. Have you heard from Mark? No, I haven't heard from Mark. Jay, how long should someone wait after major shoulder injury? I don't know. I've never had major shoulder injury. I've had major knee surgery. Have you ever out traveled outside the U.S., Jay? Yeah, I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to Canada, and I've been to Mexico. You ever shoot heroin? No, but I've done a key bump of heroin. If anyone knows what a key bump is, Leo said anyone would drop you. Well, that's Leo. Leo is hated on the Misfit forum. I believe that. I mean, the Misfit forum, they probably want to see Richard, Chuck, Sal, Genova. Jared's fiance. Water affordable removal said water sports question mark double question mark. Yeah, a little piss never hurt anybody, but I don't do poop. Emma P is pure meth. What are the rumors of the Cuban using you to get to Big Lenny? Well, I think right now they're 100% true. I think the Cuban is using me to get on the podcast, and he's sucking up to Brad right now. And if you guys believe that, you're sacks of fuck. Honestly, at this point, I don't think the Cuban should go on the podcast. He's already famous, so what can the podcast do for him? He's got to think of it like that. Like, what can going on the Delray Misfits podcast do for me? That's how I judge the Leo Longevity podcast. What can it do for me? So, you know, if the Cuban wants to continue to throw me under the bus and suck up to Brad to get on the podcast, good for him. But I don't think it's going to do anything for him, honestly. No, you guys know I'm joking. The Cuban's my boy, man. He's my friend in real life. He doesn't need Brad. Actually, me and the Cuban parted ways a couple days ago because his cousin, who's a really hot little chick, uh, I guess the Cuban told me I couldn't be with her. I took offense to that. All right, I made that up. You led Jared Earls down a bad path, Jay. Lenny would never do this to a maniac. What are you talking about? I told Jared what he needed to do to fix his body. I told him he needed to do a masteron and Winstrel cycle to suck the fat off his titties. Dude, I can't help that Gerald Earls guy now. He's too far gone. I think I'm as hot. Jay ruined the Misfits with his alcoholism. Okay. It's a really great comment. The Misfits are going to be just fine without me. Brad's got this thing covered. You guys are so worried about the Misfits. See, when you guys say the Misfits are ruined, what you're really doing is insulting Brad, which I don't like, because I think Brad has this thing covered. Brad and I have gone our separate ways, which I'm okay with, and Brad's okay with. The only people crying are the fans. So it's up to the fans to make a decision. What are you going to do? Order 66 yourself. That'd be stupid. I already have enough stupid trolls after me. Thoughts on hooking up with married women? Well, Kim Haynes comes to mind, but I never really fucked her. No, I haven't talked to Big Rob Fitness in a while. I actually would like to reconnect with Big Rob Fitness. Someone who can DM Big Rob, tell him I want to talk to him. I would patch it up with Big Rob Fitness in a New York minute. I want to. I better apologize, Dolan Duck. Big Rob Fitness. This is Big J Masters. I apologize. Big Rob Fitness. This is J Masters. I apologize, and I'd like to reunite. It's a Big Rob quote to John Bravo for disrespect. Yeah, I know what it is. I think Big Rob Fitness should reunite. I just came up with a great idea. How about if I go to Michigan and Big Rob Fitness trains me for boxing? Dude, he would do that. You guys message Big Rob right now and tell him that Big J needs boxing lessons. Because I know he hates McLeod because McLeod blames him for getting Lenny fired, which I think is a crock of shit. No, not Big Rob. Big Rob can train me to be a fighter. How how minty would that be? Big J and Rob at the gym with Big Rob Fitness giving Big J boxing pointers, hitting the bag. That'd be fucking awesome. And I swear to God, I'll do it. McCuck definitely called Lenny's job to insert himself into the Misfits. Well, I agree with that. Any of you guys got a way with Big Rob Fitness? Any of you guys that aren't blocked, DM him and tell him to contact me. Orange Avocado says, yep, I do. Dude, seriously, direct message Big Rob Fitness in Novi, Michigan, and say, Jay Masters of the Misfits wants to reunite your friendship and put bygones be bygones. I'll tell you what, I'll be friends with that guy. Honest as fuck. I swear to God, I will. You guys think I'm joking, don't you? I'm telling you right now, I'm being serious as fuck. I'm not really friends with Johnny Bravo anymore. Ever since he found that who's that guy he follows around like a fucking monkey? That guy that does those fake videos. I can't stand that guy. Cassidy Campbell. Yeah, I can't stand Cassidy Campbell, to be honest with you. His humor is not funny to me. So now that Johnny Bravo left the reservation and went with Cassidy Campbell, I'm free to switch sides and reunite with Big Rob. You guys tell Big Rob that ever since Johnny Bravo left the reservation and went with Cassidy Campbell, everything with me is open for negotiation. If me and Big Rob talk and me and Big Rob hit it off, we'll be friends again. I trust you. I don't like Cassidy Campbell. I never have. I never will. And you know, Johnny Bravo's been a decent friend of mine, um, but he left the reservation when he when he went and sided with Cassidy Campbell. But hey, now's the time maybe to draw a line in the dirt. I still like Johnny Bravo. I still consider him a friend, but I do not like Cassidy Campbell at all. And now that Brad has kicked me out of the Misfits, this would be a great time for me to reunite with Big Rob Fitness. 'Cause I am the ultimate troll. I am Big Roddy Piper. I can switch sides faster than fucking anybody. CD says, Jay, I have the info on your dad's case. I'm sure you do, bro. Andrew definitely fondled Mike. No, that's not true. How much is your weekly allowance from mommy? My mom doesn't give me shit. This is a holiday. Linda's daughter is hotter than Hamburg's daughter. That's fucked up. All right. You trolls have your information and your direction and your commandments. Kim's husband knows she networks in the fitness industry. That's from Planet Swim. Come on, bro. You guys have your orders. I'm gonna sign out this log. And I'm gonna go big live later with Big Rob. If you guys did your job. I know Big Rob Fitness really hates McCuck. And Big Rob really hates Brad. I look forward to going live with Big Rob later. I'm going to go inside, grab a couple cold ones.